Hello everyone, this is Sapphire Ocelot, and welcome to my E3 thoughts and how I felt about E3. Now, I understand that this is a little late. I was not home when the Nintendo presentations were released, so I took note of everything I need to, and I am ready to give you guys my opinions on what I thought. So without further ado, let's begin. Alright, so the first thing I would like to bring up in this E3 feelings would have to be the Smash Bros. Characters. When I first saw the trailer for the hero, I was honestly not really sure what was going to happen. It looked so... It didn't really look like it was a new character. I thought I saw Link in there, and I saw Darkon, and I just thought, is this going to be like new story or like World of Light DLC, or is this going to be like a separate story on its own? But seeing the hero and of course Banjo-Kazooie, now there's another story behind that, but seeing the hero and Banjo-Kazooie and the way they were brought up was just amazing. Now, for Banjo-Kazooie, I didn't expect either. It was what I thought was a new Donkey Kong game for the Switch, just because of like the way it was brought up, and I missed a few things honestly in it that kind of gave it away, like the rolling jiggy. But my first reactions to it were like, why? There's a new Donkey Kong game for the Switch, like, this is pretty cool, but bringing Banjo-Kazooie in that way was, I believe it was pretty cool, and I'm excited to see both these characters appear in the Smash game. I think that it will bring in a lot of new skills and strategies that people will be able to use. I mean, they're echo fighters to other characters, but in reality, I feel they have their own move sets and also other things that make them unique, which will make the players' experience a lot better, I believe. And it just makes for an overall better play with all the roster expansions. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what awaits in future character reveals, because what we're getting now is already amazing, and I'm impressed. So the next thing I'd like to bring up for you guys is Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, or not Dark Moon, third installment for Luigi's Mansion, which personally I think is quite amazing. I haven't actually played a Luigi's Mansion game, but I really am honestly looking forward to the Switch installment of the game, and excited to see what they bring to the table. I saw the co-op, and I mean, even though it's only a small, it seems like a small part of the game, but in reality, it's quite a big feature that they're going to be adding, and something that I'm going to be looking forward to, honestly, because I've never played a Luigi's Mansion game prior to this, so I'm honestly looking forward to seeing what Nintendo can bring to the table, and just overall seeing how this co-op is going to work. And like the hotel scenery is amazing for what they've done. Like, it's honestly really cool to see a haunted hotel, but also I believe it was called the Tower of Terror for the co-op. I'm interested to see what actually becomes of that, because it's just an interesting concept to think about. I forget exactly what the multiplayer brought, but I remember it being quite an interesting experience. So I'm honestly really interested, one, to see how the co-op works, and two, just to see what this game will bring to us, because it's a game that I've never personally tried before, but am willing to give a Sean. So the next topic I would like to bring up is a few smaller games that didn't really get much talk about during the E3, and more of just like a short little montage for everything. So the two games that I really saw stick out there were, of course, Minecraft Dungeon, which I've only seen from that montage, which I'm not really sure how that's going to work, but really interested to find out. And also one that shouldn't be too much of a surprise, but Mario Maker 2. Now, Mario Maker 2, I own the first one, which was quite amazing to begin with. If some of you are longtime viewers to the channel, you'll know that I had a really cringe, bad quality Let's Play of Super Mario Maker a long time ago. But I'm honestly super excited to try the second one with all the new things that they're adding to the game. It's something that I've personally been waiting for a long time, and I know a lot of people have been. So it's great to see that Nintendo is finally opening up to Super Mario Maker 2, and I know it was obviously in development for a while, as fans were wanting it, but it had never been released until now. So I personally find that it was a great thing for Nintendo to finally unveil to us, as it's definitely been long awaited and will definitely bring a warm welcome to those Switch fans who are ready for the Mario Maker 2 that releases in literally less than 2 weeks. Now, I would really like to stream this. Unfortunately, I do not have a capture card to capture footage from my Switch, so I will not be, I won't be able to stream or play Mario Maker on a high quality recording, but I can definitely share some level IDs with some fans if they want to check out some of my levels that I will be making with hopefully the new 3D World assets. I'm looking forward to using them, but also with the returning assets and new themes. Like, I'm a Mario boy. I like all the Mario things, and that brings us into our next topic. I'm gonna add it into here because it's kind of based on the same thing, but so the first thing is the extra game styles that I'm sure everyone has seen blowing up over Twitter, how it's an extra game styles, meaning that they're obviously planning to release more as DLC or stuff that Nintendo's been hiding from us since the Direct and the E3 they aren't sharing. So I was kind of disappointed not to see any DLC added with the extra game style, because it's like everyone, it's bugging me. I want to know what is going on with Mario Maker and what that extra game style will be, because there's so many options for it, and it's something that I would really like to just figure out what's going on and just expand upon my Mario Maker skills with even more styles than we originally have right now. It's just something I want to see. And the next thing is Mario Odyssey DLC. Now, I do understand that this is an older game. It was on the launch title for the Switch, but and that being said, it has kind of lost, I guess, its players, as it is an older game, but in reality, it's still thriving. People still love it. It's new, I guess. Like, it's new, like, it's still 2 years, so it's still new, and I'm sure there are still people speedrunning it. I mean, look at Mario Bros, the original. People are still streaming it, and it's 30 years old, so people are obviously enjoying Mario Odyssey. But a big talk that's been around for a while has been Isle Delfino, which we were hoping would be announced at an E3 or something, but we still have no word of anything from Mario Odyssey, so I don't know when that will be coming, if it does at all. But I hope if it does come at all, that we see a Mario Odyssey DLC swing through to the Switch very soon. Alright, so the next thing I'd like to discuss is the Dragon Quest and Dragoon. So Dragon Quest was a game that I had seen before as Dragon Quest Builders 2, and I thought that was pretty cool. So, seeing Dragon Quest as an actual game and not the Builders game was honestly pretty cool to see, and I'm looking forward to seeing what that game will feel like while playing, because it's just a different experience for me, I guess. I mean, when I saw Dragon Quest 2 Builders, I thought a lot of, okay, this looks like something like Minecraft. But seeing what I did with Dragon Quest, it looked a lot more like, I guess, open world. I mean, I guess Dragon Quest 2 Builders would be an open world, but I guess more like an RPG kind of style, which in some cases I like. In some cases RPGs aren't my thing, but I'd say that I'd be willing to give this a shot because the graphics look amazing, and just overall this looks like a pretty good game. Now for Dragoon, when I first saw the game, I'm like, is this all it has to it? Because from what we saw in the trailer, all it looked like was flying around. So I don't really understand what to expect from it because it's not giving us a lot of gameplay. So I just can't really tell what should be expected in this game, I guess, knowing what we should be expecting. It's a lot to figure out, but I know that Nintendo loves to make their very detailed trailers, as I will discuss later, and that once the game is released, I'm sure we'll have a better understanding of what we're actually diving into with this Dragoon game. So, before I move on to my last topic, I would just like to mention that there are games in here that I did not, that I'm not going to be covering, but that is simply because, it's not that I didn't watch the whole E3. I did watch the whole E3, but these games weren't as appealing to me as these other ones would be. So that's why I'm not going to be covering them, is because I don't really have much to say about them. One, because I'm not really sure just how they work, and two, because I'm just a little, I guess they just don't apply to my kind of gaming, so I don't really know what to say about it. But anyways, my last topic will, of course, be Legend of Zelda, so let's dive into it. Alright, so my last topic now is Zelda, and man, I have a lot to talk about, so sit down and take a break. So, the first thing I'd like to bring up is, wow, what a show we have. I'll get to that at the end, but first, Cadence of Hyrule. I saw the trailer for that, and yes, I do know that it's out. I will most likely get it soon, but for now, I'm just going to leave it as Ungotten. But wow, what a cool game. It's interesting to see what will be brought to Cadence of Hyrule. I'm not sure if it's something I want to get, and mostly just because of the fact that it's what am I looking for? It's based around like dancing, I guess, which is not something that I'm the most keen to, like the game style itself, because it's all revolved around the beat. Now, when I play a Legend of Zelda game, I look for like story and whatever, and like I don't like the fact that you have to use a beat as your main source of movement to move around. I mean, it's interesting, and I'm definitely going to give it a shot, but it's not my most favorite. Now, next I have the Link's Awakening. Now, when I first saw the trailer, and I've seen Link's Awakening before on the, I believe it was for the GBA, and when I first saw it, it didn't look good. From what I had seen from it, it looked like it was a pretty short game. So I thought, is it really worth it even if it's for the Switch? But then we got a more updated trailer on the E3, and it definitely did open my eyes to Link's Awakening as well. First off, you can design your own dungeons with dungeon rooms you've collected, which it's amazing, which definitely adds game replay value to your gaming. So that's something to look forward to for sure. And also, I look forward to just the game in general. I mean, it's not something that I was originally intending on playing, but it's something that I do wish to try now, as it definitely does seem like a cool game. And now for the final talk of today, and that is Breath of the Wild. And before I start, man, was I excited to give this a try. I saw the trailer, and let me tell you, the first thing I saw, I thought was, what is this? I have no idea what's going on. I even had to make sure to go back and rewatch the trailer. I thought, is this really Zelda? Because I saw her at first, and I thought, no, that's not Zelda. And I looked back again, and I said, yes, that is Zelda right there. And I didn't notice Link the first time, actually, until I ended up watching a trailer analysis, because I wanted to see what other people had seen in there that I might have missed. And watching it back that second, third time, I noticed Zelda and Link both there. And it was just so much to take in at once. I am really looking forward to this game. Once I saw it was in development, I'm just thinking, when is that release date? And sadly, there is no release date yet. But there's so much that's already in discussion. Like, what is the next Ganon? Personally, I'd like another Ganondorf, because he was more human, of course, but he also brought, I feel the games that he was in, he brought more of, I would say, a storyline to it, because he was able to speak in them, although in others he chose not really to speak. Well, I guess, no, he did speak, but it was more of a, a short speech. It wasn't much at all. So seeing him give more story, like in Zelda Breath of the Wild alone, it had a lot more of that story. And seeing that unfold with Calamity Ganon opens up just so much for what they could do if Ganondorf was a character in there. And also, we see Hyrule Castle floating. So that makes me wonder, where is this next game taking place? Is it taking place in the Hyrule we knew? Is Hyrule slightly rebuilt, or is it what it was in the Breath of the Wild originally? Is it what will we see? Is Zelda playing a more of a story in here? There's just so much that I have no idea what to expect, and I'm really looking forward to all of these great games coming out and just opening up a whole new, I guess, era for Nintendo, especially with the Zelda games, because I find Zelda and Mario are always the games that revolutionize gameplay. I mean, we look at Mario 64 back then in Ocarina of Time, first 3D games that worked super well. Then we look at future Mario and Zelda games, especially today. Mario and Odyssey and the original Breath of the Wild definitely did open up a new way to play on Nintendo with the open world feeling and everything. And now everyone wants that. And what did they do? They brought us a sequel for Breath of the Wild, which I'm really looking forward to. I can't stress that enough. I just am looking forward to it so much. And all the other great games that Nintendo is bringing us. It's just amazing. Anyways, guys, that's gonna wrap it up for my E3 opinions and everything and all that. So hopefully you guys did enjoy what I had to say. It was a lot to say for some things and not so much for other things, but in reality I do have favorites. Everyone does, and that's something that everyone's just going to have to live with, is that we all have favorites, and in the end we're all going to talk about something longer than another. Personally, I'm more excited for more things than other things, but as to be expected. So anyways, that'll be it for this E3 talk. Hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, hit that like button, and if you are new to the channel, please be sure to like and subscribe. I'm Sapphire Ocelot with you once again, and I am signing off. See you guys later.